Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
In fact, we've got a lot of breaking news to get to today. First, a 4-year-old has been shot on Detroit's east side.
These are live pictures from Detroit's east side. We don't have them yet. We're working on getting them, but this is happening in Shane Court. Police are investigating. We're told a 4-year-old girl has been shot and is currently in surgery and is in critical condition. Details at this point are very sketchy. Police aren't even sure if this is the location where the child was injured.
And they are, we do know, questioning people at the scene, but the child taken to the hospital, neither by ambulance nor by police. So we're not exactly certain of exactly how she got there. Oh, I thought we were going to hear from someone at the scene. Obviously, we've got a lot more to come on this.
And we'll have more as it becomes available to us. Also breaking tonight, the CDC reverses course on masks. New guidelines out tonight saying fully vaccinated people should wear masks in certain settings, and it's going to have a big impact, as you can imagine, for kids and teachers coming up in the fall. And as a number of new cases are trending up with new vaccinations lagging, the CDC is deciding to reverse its course on these masking guidelines. So
let's bring in our Dr. Frank McGeorge. And Doc, there were big hints, I'd say, that this was coming, right?
Yeah, I think that's actually fair to say. You know, the American Academy of Pediatrics recently recommended universal masking for K through 12 classrooms, despite an earlier CDC recommendation that masking was not necessary in vaccinated people. However, we've seen the Delta variant is driving transmission to higher substantial levels in the majority of states, and now there's new data that vaccinated people who do become infected can spread the virus to others, leading the CDC to update its mask guidance. A recommended return to masking in regions of the country with high and substantial levels of spread and in all schools, even if you're vaccinated.
Breakthrough infections, rare as they are, have the potential to forward transmit at the same with the same capacity as an unvaccinated person.
The CDC announcing the new guidance, a reversal from just 2 months ago amid reports of breakthrough infections in fully immunized individuals and evidence they can spread the Delta variant more easily than previously thought. Case numbers continue climbing. Right now, nearly 2/3 of counties have high or substantial levels of transmission.
The reality is we are dealing with a much different strain of this virus than we were even earlier in the spring.
Already, some areas were taking matters into their own hands. Savannah, Georgia, reinstating its mask mandate Monday, and New York City and California State ordering public workers to show proof of vaccination or be tested weekly.
Individuals' choice not to get vaccinated is now impacting the rest of us.
Just over 49% of Americans are fully vaccinated. The federal government pledging an additional $121 million to fund vaccination efforts in underserved communities. Now, as of today, the CDC's COVID data tracking site shows that as a state, the transmission rate in Michigan is at a moderate level, which means we do not yet fall in the increased transmission range where the CDC would recommend universal masking outside of schools. But of course, as we have seen, that could change quickly. Back to you.
Yeah, so right. All right, Doc. Now, we are talking to school superintendents about the recommendation that masks be worn in all K through 12 schools, regardless of vaccine status. Are they changing their plans? Paula Tutman's working on that part of the story, and we'll have it coming up tonight on Local 4 News at 6. Now, the COVID numbers in Michigan continue to slowly tick up. 1,762 new cases over the past 4 days, so averaging out to about 440 new cases per day. Continuing this upward trend, we've also got 19 more deaths being reported over that same 4-day period. We now have 900,000 people in Michigan who've been diagnosed with COVID-19 since the pandemic started.
And talking about the vaccine rate is staying fairly steady. The state reports 63.2% of Michigan adults have received at least one vaccine dose. All right, so now to more breaking news. Brand new allegations of bribery involving a member of the Detroit City Council. Detroit City Councilman Andre Spivey anticipates being indicted by federal prosecutors over a $1,000 payment 3 years ago.
As of right now, the indictment has not been yet unsealed by the feds. Mara McDonald live in the newsroom with more, though. Mara, Councilman Spivey, I guess not right now, at least, taking any calls from us.
Devin, he is not, but his attorney, Elliot Hall, is. And Hall tells me the expectation is that Spivey was to be indicted today. But like you mentioned, we have not seen anything unsealed by the feds so far. The expectation is it would be a single count of bribery. Let me show you what we know. Spivey currently represents District 4 and opted not to run for re-election this year. Per those who have had conversations with the councilman, the issue the feds are looking at him for is from 3 years ago, where he allegedly accepted $1,000 from an undercover police officer. But it is unclear what the $1,000 was supposed to be for or what the expectation was in return for the money. The U.S. Attorney's Office will only say at this point there is nothing publicly available about any potential indictment of the councilman. Back here live, Spivey's attorney Elliot Hall tells me that this indictment is a surprise to him and his client, Councilman Spivey. He says they have been working with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the last 15 months to try and resolve this issue, but clearly that has not happened. So stand by. As soon as that gets unsealed, Devin and Kimberly will give you an idea of what it says. We're live in the newsroom. I'm Mara McDonald. Local 4.
So, Mara, I guess that would suggest that we should not assume that the reason he didn't run was expecting an indictment. They're saying that was not necessarily the case.
Well, correct. I mean, Elliot Hall made it clear to me that they didn't expect this to come to this point and that it is a surprise. And Devin, also to be clear, Hall says in this case there was no quid pro quo. But once again, let's see what that indictment looks like if it comes. Back to you.
You bet. We'll stay on top of that here as we now get past the 5 o'clock hour. Hopefully an update coming up at 6. All right, Mara.
In more news tonight, Van Buren Township police are investigating the death of a mother and her teenage daughter. Their bodies were found Sunday night in the Belleville Point apartments. Our Priya Mann spoke to neighbors shocked at the news and has an update from police. Priya.
When family members hadn't heard from the pair for a few days, they became concerned. The victim's cousin came to check the apartment complex, made the horrifying discovery, and started yelling for help.
He started banging on doors and asking for people to call the police. And the mom and the daughter was dead in there, he said. He was screaming loud.
The body of the 45-year-old woman was found in the kitchen, her 14-year-old daughter in another room. Both had suffered multiple injuries and were stabbed to death.
The door was unlocked when he walked in. And he saw him. He said he turned the corner and he saw the lady, and the girl was in the back somewhere.
Van Buren Township Police were called to the Belleville Point apartment complex Sunday evening.
It's never happened. I've been here for 7 years. It was shocking, very shocking. And I'm like, oh my God, what else could happen?
Neighbors say they had last seen the pair on Thursday.
Nice girl, always seen her, always says hi. Really nice people.
Her and her daughter, very respectful people, and it's sad that this happened to them.
Really nice woman, though. I used to see her every morning when I came out to work.
The Michigan State Police Forensic Unit is assisting in the investigation. While Van Buren Township Police say there's no danger to the public, neighbors are on edge.
That's why I'm looking around like I'm scared. I'm literally scared to come out the building because I don't know what's going to happen.
People are nervous because they're trying to find out if it was random or it was somebody that they knew.
And I spoke to Van Buren Township Police. They tell me no one is in custody, but they are actively looking for a person of interest. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya, thanks.
Today in Washington, a House committee began hearings into the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, and it included never-before-seen video and chilling testimony from officers who were caught up in the middle of all of it. Alice Barr in Washington with the latest. Alice?
The deadly Capitol siege brought back in searing detail today through body cam video and emotional testimony from 4 officers who described being crushed.
Recall thinking to myself, this is how I'm going to die, defending this entrance.
Beaten.
One latched onto my face and got his thumb in my right eye, attempting to gouge it out.
Tased.
I heard chanting from some in the crowd, get his gun and kill him with his own gun.
And abused with racial slurs.
Is this America?
The U.S. Capitol and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers testifying in the first hearing for a House panel investigating the January 6th insurrection.
This threat hasn't gone away. It looms over our democracy like a dark cloud.
Just 2 Republicans sit on the committee after heated partisan infighting, GOP leadership denouncing it as politically motivated.
We must know what happened here at the Capitol. We must also know what happened every minute of that day in the White House.
Today, the officers rebuked Republicans who've downplayed the attack, saying they went to hell and back to protect them.
Too many are now telling me that hell doesn't exist or that hell actually wasn't that bad. The indifference shown to my colleagues is disgraceful.
The officers still living with the trauma of January 6th, bringing their experience back to Capitol Hill and calling on Congress to make sure it never happens again.
Though former President Trump was rarely mentioned today, the committee does plan to investigate his role in encouraging the insurrection. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
Okay, Alice, there's much more to come. Here's Defender Sean Lay.
The Local 4 defenders looking into this when Sunday Fun Day in drifting turns into a vicious beatdown. The victim is a 20-year-old college student. We'll tell you why that crowd went after him and what his family is telling us tonight.
Sean, we are not out of the woods for thunderstorm chances tonight, but the bigger chance is coming on Thursday morning. Severe threats both times, and we'll discuss those coming up.
All right, Ben, but first, why Simone Biles says she had no choice but to pull out of the team competition in Tokyo. You're going to hear firsthand from somebody who's been in that exact spot, what the pressure is really like. We'll have that next.